want to say that I'm very pleased once again to welcome Michel Barnier, head of the EU Brexit Task Force, to Dublin once again for talks. As you know, Michel is in Dublin as part of his tour of EU capitals in advance of the General Affairs Council tomorrow in Luxembourg and a special meeting of the European Council this Wednesday in Brussels. He also met earlier with the Taoiseach and also the Minister of Finance. As you know, President Tusk has scheduled the European Council meeting in light of Prime Minister May's recent request for a further extension of Article 50. We discussed developments in the United Kingdom, including the cross-party talks now underway, Prime Minister May's request and the assurances that she provides us in her letter. We both welcomed the Prime Minister's statement that the withdrawal agreement, which includes a protocol on Ireland and the backstop, is not up for renegotiation, and that the cross-party discussions are focusing on the future relationship. The European Union has always said that should the United Kingdom change its red lines, that we would be prepared to amend the political declaration on the future relationship. I'm also aware that the UK will prepare for the European Parliament elections and will hold them, including in Northern Ireland, if it is not out of the European Union by the 22nd of May. I sincerely hope that it will be possible to build sufficient consensus in Westminster to enable ratification of the withdrawal agreement and an orderly Brexit thereafter. From Ireland's perspective, we're open to extending the deadline to allow time for these discussions to run their course and come to a conclusion. Above all, we want the withdrawal agreement to be ratified so that negotiations can begin on the future relationship, on building a new economic and security partnership between the UK and the European Union that's as close as can be achieved. A no-deal exit would be damaging for everyone, for the United Kingdom, for Ireland and for the European Union. We also exchanged views on the length of a possible extension, and I look forward to discussing this further with my EU counterparts at the European Council on Wednesday. I'll be speaking to some on the phone today and tomorrow. There will, of course, be different views, but I'm confident that we will reach agreement. However, given the ongoing uncertainty, we need to continue our preparations for no deal, and that's exactly what we're doing. So we also discussed contingency planning at EU level and domestic level for no deal. Here at home, we've intensified our planning and implementation. The Brexit Omnibus Bill has been enacted and signed into law by the President. We've put in place financial assistance for business and farmers. Advice has been made available to businesses. Resources and infrastructure requirements are being put in place at the ports and airports. We also discussed, in the case of no deal, how best to meet our shared objectives of protecting the Good Friday Agreement, on which our peace is founded, and also protecting the integrity of the single market and the customs union, on which our economic model, our jobs, our businesses and our prosperity is founded. Our contacts with the Commission on this have intensified. I know the European Commission and other EU member states fully understand these issues and are supportive and constructive about finding a way forward. And should no deal arise, it will be a shared challenge. Finally, I want to offer my appreciation once again to Michel and to his team, Sabine and Nina and others, for their solidarity with Ireland throughout the Brexit negotiations, including in this most recent phase. Thank you very much, and I'll ask Michel to say a few words.
Thank you very much, Leo, for your kind words. We have made a collective work with all the services of the Commission and in total trust and confidence with the Member States and with the European Parliament. So, ladies and gentlemen, Accord 2, good afternoon. I'm delighted to be back in Dublin. It's now my 5th visit to Ireland as chief negotiator, and I always look forward to coming back. And I'm not mentioning my last visit, where I witnessed firsthand the depth of Irish resilience as demonstrated by your rugby team against France. Today I've, as the Taoiseach has rightly said, good meetings with the Taoiseach, the Taoiseach, Simon Coveney, Ellen McEntee, and Minister Pascal Donoghue. And I want once again to thank you, Leo, to thank your government, your team, to thank the Dáil and the Irish member of the European Parliament also for their trust and for their support all along this extraordinary and very complex negotiation. The aim of our meetings today was first and foremost to take stock of the latest developments in London and to discuss Wednesday's European Council in Brussels as convened by Donald Tusk. As you all know, there are intensive cross-party discussions ongoing in London as we speak. We must and we want to respect the UK's parliamentary debate. The House of Commons is trying to decide how it sees its future relationship with the EU. We all hope that these talks will produce a positive outcome. I've said many times before that we can be much more ambitious in our future relationship with the UK. The political declaration provides for a range of outcomes, including a customs union. We are ready to make this clearer if it helps, and this work can be done extremely quickly. Of course, our discussions today also focused on what would happen in Ireland in a possible no-deal scenario. I know that my friend Philip Hogan also discussed this point from an agriculture and trade point of view earlier today in Brussels. There have been intensive discussions between our teams over the past weeks. Our goal is to protect the Good Friday Agreement, peace on this island, and the integrity of the single market. It is not an easy task, but I am confident we will find operational solutions. One thing is certain, whatever happens, the EU will stand fully behind Ireland. The EU will stand fully behind Ireland. We have our full support, and I have said before, the backstop is currently the only solution we have found to maintain the status quo on the island of Ireland. Ladies and gentlemen, if the UK were to leave the EU without a deal, let me be very clear. We would not discuss anything with the UK until there is an agreement for Ireland and Northern Ireland, as well as for citizens' rights and the financial settlement. Throughout all of this, the EU 27 will remain fully united, as it has been since day one. Leo, I would love to be staying longer in Ireland, but now I have to travel to Luxembourg for the General Affairs Council, Article 50, tomorrow morning. On Wednesday, I will be in Brussels with Jean-Claude Juncker for the European Council, where I will meet the Taoiseach again. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you.